Hey guys, Friday afternoon. I'm coming back at you with a video to give you a little bit update of my situation and the latest update on the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to try to make this short, but I'm sure it's not. But you guys have always told me you don't mind listening to me, that by the end of the video you don't even realize how much time has passed. So we'll see if that's the situation again. Well, anyway, yesterday was Halloween, guys. I hope you had a good trick-or-treat or whatever. And yesterday I went to the hospital with Mrs. Russo to meet again with the surgical team to further discuss my situation, of which I have not made a decision yet. But anyway, before we went into the conference room, they wanted to do a head check. They wanted to check my head and see how my brain function is and all that kind of stuff. And they took me into this room with these big-ass machines. I don't know if it was a CAT scan, MRI, or whatever. They just put me on a slab and slid me in, and they did their thing. And when I came out, I sat with the radiologist. Mrs. Russo was there. So he says, Mr. Russo, we did a check of your head, an examination, and we found nothing. So I looked over at Mrs. Russo. I kind of like smiled and winked at her and told her, look, see, they did an examination and they found nothing. So that was a good thing. I started walking away, but then I started thinking, they did a brain examination, a head examination, and they found nothing? I says, I don't know if that's such a good thing. So I looked over at Mrs. Russo. I says, well, what do you think? But it is what it is. If they found nothing, well, then there's nothing there. But anyway, we sat down with the radiologist, the head surgeon, the anesthesiologist, the head nurse, your sister's ass. They were all in the room. But they first started by telling me, Mr. Russo, we have some news for you. And the news is, should you elect to do this surgery, we found a doctor who specializes in this, and being yours is a little tricky and whatnot, he has a very well-versed knowledge of this type of surgery. And I says, oh yeah? Oh, and he goes, Mr. Russo, also it won't cost you the kind of money that we would charge here with a U.S. doctor. I says, okay, well, let's meet him. And he had flown in. He was in the building. He was in the hospital. But he didn't arrive into the meeting yet, so we hung around and waited. And in the meantime, I told him, I says, can you tell me what the country he's from in Europe? And they said, yeah, Mr. Russo, he's from Transylvania. I said, Transylvania? That's not in Europe. I mean, that's the state that the Iranian boys live in, no? Anyway, they said, no, that's some... It's a small hilltop nation in northern Europe. I says, okay. I says, can you maybe tell me the guy's name? He says, yeah. It's Dr. Frank N. Stein. He will be the surgeon. I says, you're shitting me. I says, just Mr. Russo, just wait till he comes in. But anyway, so about 20 minutes later, the door opens and in comes this big-ass guy. He's about 6'6", kind of square-shouldered, a big frickin' head, and these little polyps coming out by the ears. He was wearing platform shoes, and I looked at him, and all I said to Mrs. Russo, and I motioned to the doctor, I says, no freaking way. But he says, look, just listen to him. So we sat around the table, and I says, okay, Dr. Stein, can you give me a little insight into what we do here? He says, Mr. Russo, I read about your case, and it's something that I feel that we can handle. But I can't do the operation during the day. It can only be done at night when it's rainy and stormy. And he says, I will charge you a lot cheaper because what we do is we drain your blood and then we cleanse it and we do the surgery and then we put the blood back in and it's like filtered and all that stuff. And he said, but I'm telling you, I've done this in Europe many times. And a lot of the folks in the village, they all come and celebrate with me. They run up the stairs with their brooms and their fire lanterns and all that stuff, and they just love to be around me. Well, guys, happy Halloween, trick or treat. All right, with that being said, guys, I also want to talk about the Royal Rumble. Now, I just want to make a comment. If you guys were throwing a party, and you sent out like 30 invitations, okay? And everybody kind of said in the beginning, yeah, we'll come to your party, no problem, just give me the details. Well, Then it's your birthday, and you're waiting in the house, and all the decorations are there, and the cake's on the table, and whatnot. And let's just say out of the 30 people that you invited, only a handful shown up. I mean, really, guys, how would you feel? How would you feel? You thought you had all these friends that were going to listen to you, that were going to support all the other channels, that the names of each of the on each of the 6 teams. I mean, if you didn't know these guys beforehand, well, you do now. And I set out to do exactly that, to get people to know each other, to have fun, instead of just watching freaking breaks, care packages, bullshit, whatever it may be. And I think I've accomplished that for the most part. But what you should have done, if you hadn't already, is you should have went and subbed all 30 of these guys, okay? And when they did their response videos, there should have been basically 29 comments saying you did a great job, well done. I know I made a comment on every video that has been done to this point, but I'm disappointed when I look at a guy's response video and he's got like 8 comments, and one of them is from me. I mean, how would you feel? You should have 29 other comments, guys. You could say whatever you want to say. Now, I know there's more in the world of YouTube. There's more in the world. It's called real life and all. But guys, it's 24 hours a day. If you can't support these guys that are busting their ass, making response videos with a simple, well done, good job, whatever it may be, that's not right, okay? Well, I can't correct what's already happened, but I'm just saying, again, it's important to me. Also, when I gave out the assignments of the videos that had to be made, I assigned a captain. And that captain was to be responsible to make sure each of the members did their video, okay? Now, you've all doing your responses for the most part, but as I said in my first video, you got to listen. You got to do what it is that I ask, okay? And if that person couldn't do what it is that I asked, it was up to the captain to assign that video to another person. Again, so simple, guys. I don't understand. Look, Russo's an old guy compared to some of yous. I mean, I've been around the block. I've seen this shit. I probably know more shit than you guys have forgotten in your lifetime. Ricky knows his shit, okay? You may think you know your shit, but you don't, okay? It'll take a little time, okay? And I'm telling you what I see now. I mean, when I was younger, maybe when I was your age, I used to say, screw that guy. What is he talking about? He's full of shit. I don't want to listen to him no more. I was that way. I used to think that my way was the only way. But now that I'm older, I can appreciate another person's point of view. But I still say you gotta listen. You gotta listen to what's before you. You can't do it differently just because you want to. Now, if I'm not making any sense, you could just shut this video off now. You can unsub to me because I take this seriously. I've taken it seriously for 8 years. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here for my health reasons. If I can do this for another 8 years, guys, I will. Why? Because I enjoy it. I don't ask for nothing. I don't care. It's what keeps me going with my passion for the sports, okay? I got my other life. I got my crew. That's important, but this is just as important. Because other than my crew, I got more close friends here in such a short period of time than I've accumulated in all my life. All right? So I'm not going to continue talking and bullshitting. I'm almost at 10 minutes. I think you can deal with that. So anyway, guys, support your crew members. Support your YouTube family. Go and put a comment. Make them feel like they did something for a reason, okay? And it always comes back and help, karma. That's the karma, chameleon is something that you do something that comes back tenfold, okay? So anyway, guys, I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you updated. I do love you, whether you believe it or not. Ciao.